Today we're going to determine if values in our data set are what we call outliers. In general, outliers are values that don't really make sense in our data. They might be either too low or too high in comparison to the rest of our data values. A data set may have outliers, it may not. It may have some on the low end, it may have some on the high end. You just never know. And to make sure it's not a judgment call, there's a mathematical formula that we're going to use to determine if any values are outliers. Let's take a look at this example. It says, find all possible outliers for the following data set. And the data set has been listed there for us. In order to do this, the first thing we'll want to do is put the data values in order from least to greatest, which I have done right here. Then we need to find our interquartile range. The interquartile range is quartile 3 subtract quartile 1. So I need to find quartile 3 and quartile 1. I can do it by hand or I can do it by Desmos. Let's do it by both to make sure that our answers match up. By hand, I count there are 15 values. So as I go to my center, 87 is my median. Now to find quartile 1, I need to find the median of my lower half, which is 70. Quartile 3 is the median of my upper half, which is 95. So quartile 3 subtract quartile 1 would be 95 subtract 70. Let's see if Desmos agrees with us. So I'm going to copy my data set here. And I'm going to put my data set into Desmos. Oh, it's not going to let me copy and paste. All right, I guess I'll type it in. 31, 51, 51. Okay. 70, 73, 75. 9, 87, 88. 89, 89, 95. 8, 118, 174. 18, 74. Close my bracket. So I need to tell Desmos to find for me Q1, so functions, under statistics, quartile, oops, my cursor got messed up there, down here, quartile, from dataset L, I want quartile 1, I can see that it is 70, and then I need to find quartile from dataset L 3. I can see that's 95. So I was correct. 95 subtract 70 gives me 25. Our next step is to multiply the interquartile range times 1.5. So I'm going to multiply 25 times 1.5. And we always use the 1.5. Statisticians have calculated that number. And when I multiply 25 times 1.5, I get 37.5. Now I'm going to check to see if I have outliers. So I'm going to take Q1, which was 70, and I'm going to subtract that number I got when I multiplied 1.5 times my IQR. I'm going to subtract 37.5. And when I do that, I get 32.5. So now I ask myself, are there any values that are below that? And there sure are. 31 is below that, so 31 is an outlier. Let's check the upper end. Now I'm going to take Q3, which was 95, and I'm going to add to it that 1.5 times IQR, which is 37.5. And when I do that, I get 132.5, if my math is correct. Are there any values above that? Yep, there's just one. So 174. So this data set had two outliers, 31 and 174.